Grab your oxygen acetylene torch. Insert and heat. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing a tune-up on the 71 Chrysler New Yorker with the parts you see before me. So I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and get this episode started off right by listening to a V8 warm-up, and then we'll go ahead and start this tune-up off with an oil change. Alright. Before tune-up starts up pretty good. There's only 2 pumps on the carburetor. Alright, so before our tune-up, this is what the exhaust system sounds like. You can hear it popping a little bit. Turn off and do an oil change now on it. Should be warmed up enough. Alright, let's see how long this one's been. Oh, that was too loose. It didn't put up a fight at all. Oh well. Oh yeah. I've seen a lot worse. Like the service truck, for instance. There we go. That one's on a little tighter. There we go. Don't need this silly thing anymore. All right. Right at the full mark. Go ahead and start it running for a few minutes and recheck it. And about down to the ad mark. Probably put a quart in it and call it good. Right at the full mark. Excellent. Now the oil change is complete. Let's go ahead and do spark plugs, wires, and points. First one looks a little bit rich, but looks actually pretty good. Well, here are the passenger bank spark plugs. They actually look pretty good. I don't think they were placed too long ago. Driver's side bank. Again, they look all right. There you go. They don't look bad at all. But we'll replace them anyways. All 8 spark plugs have been installed. Now for some rewiring. Here's a quick way of extracting our old wires. That one there, that one there. Another twig. Come on. Oh, get. Alright. Spark plug wires installed. Now let's work on the distributor. Rotor looks alright. It's not bad. Oh yeah, you may want to disconnect your wire to your coil. Silly. I can't do that with a crescent wrench. Points are okay. They actually do have a bit of wear in them. Not super critical, but we'll go ahead and replace them. That seems like a good place to start. New rotor. Go ahead and put a new cap on here now. I, of course, chosen the most loveliest of colors. No, that's just what came in the box. All right. We got our testing equipment rigged up, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and let it warm up, and we're going to see what the dwell is. Should be between 28 and 32 degrees. So if we got an even 30, that would be perfect. And then we will check timing. Once we got the timing checked and dialed in, then we'll go ahead and maybe mess with the mixer screws on the carburetor a little bit and see if this engine stops popping. Nope. I got the spark plugs wrong. Okie dokie. Jump cut. I'll be right back again. So I figured out what was wrong with my not really wanting to start. My number 5 cylinder wire, my number 7 cylinder wire were crossed. I don't know how we managed to mess it up, but we did. I went ahead and dialed in our points because that's fairly tedious and boring. So let's go ahead and fire it up. We'll verify our dwell right quick. Should be between 28 and 31, 32 degrees. And then we will check ignition timing with the engine running and see where that bugger's sitting at. We're on Using our 8-cylinder scale, sitting right about 29. Excellent. Looks like we're sitting about 10 degrees. And we're gonna go ahead and crank that down to about 5 degrees. We're gonna tighten that timing up on it. Yeah, I'm gonna call that 5 degrees. All right, here comes the big test. We're gonna see if this exhaust is popping still or not. Sounds really good. Sounds really good. There is no popping whatsoever. She is firing on all cylinders now. Excellent. Well, now that we have the engine all dialed in for the most bit, let's go ahead and change some valve covers. Technically, they're not leaking, but I am kind of curious to see what the upper valve train looks like and see how well the previous owner took care of his oil changes on this old beast. What? Fine, 7/16, not ½ inch, whatever. That makes things so complicated. Alright. Wow. That valve train is extremely clean. That is very impressive. That is... you honestly couldn't ask for anything better. It's all shiny. No sludge whatsoever. Let me take a look at the odometer right quick. The odometer says about 85,000 miles. I bet you that's original mileage. Good deal. Excellent. Go ahead and clean up the valve cover a little bit and throw the gasket on and take a look at the other side. The valve cover, though, gasket is a little bit on the crusty side. As low mileage it is, that actually might be the original factory gasket. Certainly brittle enough. Now, if you have the right type of gasket, you have tabs here that automatically lock it in. Of course, my part boys let me down once again, and we simply have a gasket with no tab, so I gotta use some lube on this right quick to make this stick. Why is this being weird? Come on. Oh, it's cross-threading. Oh, that's nice. There we go. And what's a new valve cover gasket without new PVC valve and grommet? The old one I literally had to chisel out. So we're gonna upgrade this with something a little bit more fresh. right. All right. Oh. Oh, this side's not having any of it. Ugh. Goodness. Goodness. Right. Well, you're getting a new gasket too, wandering bugger. Probably better to just simply extract the gasket while it's still bolted down. It'd be a lot easier for me. There we go. Oh yes, that's getting replaced. But it is the original grommet gasket. There's your pentastar down at the bottom. Did I forget one? Operator error. And of course this valve train looks absolutely wonderful. No sludge to report. But of course the valve cover gasket will be coming off in pieces. Periodic maintenance, folks. That's all there is to it. Just a little bit of periodic maintenance. I'll go ahead and get that valve cover scrubbed up. We'll be back to install it. I had thought about spraying the valve covers down, stripping them off, but I don't have a sandblaster to do that, and I wasn't about to respray them because the original paint job on this thing is pretty horrendous. That's from the factory. Look at that paint run. That is absolutely horrendous. And it goes all the way down to here, and then if we roll it on top, and there's some right along here as well. Absolutely awful. Maybe we'll come and we'll revisit the valve covers later. Maybe we'll do a refurbish on them whenever I get around to getting a sandblaster to actually take all that off. So in the meantime, we just put it through the solvent tank, got her shined up just a bit, and go ahead and put the gasket on and install it. I have to replace the line that comes from the fuel tank up into here for the gas vapors, because this hose is just a little on the cracked side. That's not right. Then that piece goes to the air cleaner. All right, well, we got a set of fresh gaskets on the valve covers now. On to search for the next problem. So now we're going to drain the oil out of the pumpkin. As you notice, this particular axle doesn't have a differential cover. That right there means you got an 8 3/4 Chrysler rear end. It's only one step down from the 9 1/4, 9 3/4, but those axles, the biggest axles, you only find those if you had the high performance engines with the tri-carburetor setup and what else? Limited slip differential. But we'll definitely take this. This is the second beefiest, I believe, axle they made in these cars. And it's pretty cold, so we got to heat this oil up first so we can actually extract it, because as you know, or may not know, gear oil is actually very thick to begin with, even in the summertime, and it's even thicker during the wintertime when it's cold here. So I got a way we can heat that up and make that oil a little bit more fluid. Fire, anybody? Need one of these. And some fire. I'll bring the fire. I'll be right back. Oh, hoorah! Just a little bit of gas. There we go. Now we have flammage. Now Scoot said flammage underneath pumpkin. We'll go ahead and let that cook for several minutes, and we'll be back when hopefully it's a little bit more warm. All right, she's been going for about 10-15 minutes now. It's not quite hot to the touch. I mean, it's warm. It's not. I got to pull my hand away. I can barely put my hand on it. So it's fairly warm. The axle tubes are fairly warm as well. It starts getting cold right about here. So I'm going to say that this thing's warmed up. Go ahead and turn the fire off. And we're going to drain it. Hopefully successfully. Now I have legitimately not pulled this plug out yet. I don't know what the, I loosened it up. It wasn't terribly hard, but I have not checked the actual fluid level. So let's find out together. I got my drip pan. You know what? Just in case. I mean, there's oil seepage here. I highly doubt. Unless somebody was in here not too long ago. I am not going to suspect anything's going to come out initially. There we go. Oh crikeys. Huh. Maybe somebody was in here. Gear oil looks fairly clean. You guys can't really see that per se, but I've got some brand new stuff that I know is going to be just fine, but I think this girl is well taken care of at some point in her life. Excellent. So that's what happens when warm gearbox oil. It lacked a lot more liquid. I strongly suggest if you can do that, use that trick. You have my blessing. Now, let's go ahead and stick our tube in the hole. Push it all the way down. And then all we're going to do is simply start hoovering on it. And as far as down as that can go, realistically. Let's go ahead and start vacuuming it out and see what we got. Pump it. Pump it. Oil's not cold, but it's not too warm. It's barely lukewarm. It'll be all right. We'll come back when I'm done with the extraction process, yes? I think that'd be a good idea. This might take a minute. Oh, I think I'm just about reached the end mark. Sweet. The hose actually got warm to the touch. That oil is nice and warm. Concerned it would take forever, but no, it only took about 10-15 minutes with that stove heater underneath that axle, and it warmed right up. Okay. Close enough for my 5 subscribers. Right. Where's the plug at? Aha. Right here. Oh yeah, we need to fill it back up first. Idiots. All right. Today's flavor of oil is your standard 85-90 weight gear oil. Usually put 80-90, I got 85-90. Well, five winter grade difference is not gonna matter. It's all 90 weight anyways. Pumping. Ooh, I did not heat this oil up whatsoever. It's just a little thicker like molasses. Should put this inside the house first. I think I'm getting close. I'm getting a lot more oil oozing out of the fill hole now. Oh yeah, I think we're full now. Well, you guys know I've always been full of it, all right? So now we'll probably go ahead and drop the automatic transmission fluid since we're underneath there. So instead of creating another Exxon Valdez moment, we're going to do a little bit more professional-ish thing and use a Mighty Vac and simply hoover out the automatic transmission fluid from the oil pan via the dipstick tube. Excellent. And it looks like we finally got her empty. Now with this oil pan, we're not going to reuse it, so we can mar it all up and have some fun trying to take it off. Because the new oil pan I ordered has a drain plug. So let's see what damage we can do here. I really need a car lift. That would really be nice. Boy, how am I going to get underneath there? Oh yeah. That wasn't too hard. There we go. Not one of Chrysler's finer moments. This filter is held in by 3 standard screws. Slotted, so no, definitely not great, that's for sure. Okay. And there's the filter. Looking at the old oil pan, it looks pretty good. Not much by way of metal shavings or anything. Except there's one problem. There is no drain plug on it. So we have purchased one that does have a drain plug on it. One of them newer fancy models. Isn't that nice and pretty? You can see this one has a lovely drain plug feature. Now, I'm not one for chrome. I prefer a little bit of chrome for a little bit of subtlety. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one in black, so I had to unfortunately go with one with the chrome. I also kept it the factory stock depth. I didn't get the bigger ones because with this transmission, the way that low this car sits, I don't want to risk hitting the pan. So instead what we'll do is we'll put a transmission cooler on there later. And then of course we have our filter and our gaskets. Let's go ahead and install the new components on it and get the transmission bit wrapped up. So far, filter bolts, got 3 machine screws here. Let me know, for the Mopar boys, for the Torque Flight, if this is factory or not using standard screws, machine screws for this, as far as the head's concerned. Now obviously, someone's been here because that one has a nut because that bolt is too long. This bolt here is different in length. And if there was a factory OEM one, this is the only one I could find. It's got a nice round head on it. And it's got a washer that does not come off. I'm thinking this might be an original. The other two, someone must have dumped it in the oil or completely lost them. And because I want to get the show on the road, we'll put them back in. Ideally, if I had machine screws or machine bolts in stock with a hex head, I would use those. But this is what we got. It held in there, and it was fairly recently serviced, so they came out pretty easy. So we'll just go ahead and put it back in and pretend we are none the wiser. Okay, filter's been installed. Okay, that's all right. Oh, get out of your screwdriver. Oops. That was my camera. and sealed up. So while I fill up this transmission, what we're gonna do a jump cut to the gas tank, because there's something I neglected to do that someone said, yeah, if it was me, I would have done it else. Well, what was that? Well, we'll go ahead and show you. Let's jump to that right now. We're going to be painting the gas tank that I neglected to do. Credits to YouTube username Richard P. Stated that, yeah, if it was up to me, I would have spray painted that tank. They prevent it from rusting. And you know, he's absolutely right, and I don't know how I completely spaced or completely blew past that little detail. So we're going to go ahead and fix that problem right now. I don't know if I got into my head that it was galvanized steel. It's obviously not, because you would have had nice crystal-like features on the tank, as well as not being able to see the weld seam here. So I wanted to show everyone right quick that no, I didn't cheat and just spray paint it on the underneath of the car. I had to pull the tank out. We're going to go ahead and spray the whole thing and put it back in. So, a jump cut. We will be back when I've got it primered, and then I'm just going to spray Rust-Oleum on that, and that's what we're going to come back to. Hold up. Alrighty then, and bish bash bosh, here we go. We have spray painted the tank, up, down, forward, left, right, and center. I sprayed this in my garden shed. You heard a second ago that was actually rain on the roof. I sprayed it. It was raining down hard. It was 40 degrees outside, probably the absolute worst for spraying a gas tank. So in order to fully cure this paint, I need to start a fire. So let me show you guys how we start a fire here. Go ahead and grab your leftover cardboard. Kindling's always nice. Grab your oxygen acetylene torch. Insert and heat. If you need some extra turbo oxygen injection, there's a little handle here to do that. There we go. You need a little turbo boost in case your fuel load's a little wet. And there you go. Excellent. And there is the tank all buttoned up, looking much, much nicer. I even went ahead and painted the fuel tank straps as well. Definitely happy I put the time into redoing it. So at this point, I had plans on installing new drive accessory belts. But I ran into a little problem. Roll the tape. The radiator is just a little moist. We've got a lot of coolant showing. Oh yeah. Yep, we're going to go ahead and have to pull the radiator out and get that overhauled. Nothing but problems. So I have a radiator shop local-ish in the area that all they do is custom manufacture custom radiators for hot rods, all that fun stuff. And I said, yeah, I got this old land yacht. It's got one of the nice, cool, old school radiators. Can you take a look? And they said, yeah, pop on by, I'll take a look. So I'm going to go throw the radiator into the repair shop. And apparently I'm going to have a cooling system overhaul episode. Might as well change the heater hoses and all that fun stuff. So, in the meantime, Thank you everybody for watching, checking out the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next installment. If I don't go insane. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing the tune-up session on the Chrysler New Yorker. Spark plug wires, belts, points. There's the keys. Oh, that's nice. Let's add an ignition switch. Lovely. 7/8. Ooh, it's a big old plug. Who had it zoomed in? Oh, fine, just stay down there. Look at Tanker's funnel. Excuse me. Oh, buzz off. Testing, 1, 2. Okay, stop it. Stay right there. Beep. Fine. Alright, let's jump to the other side. That's this side. Let's jump to the other side. Jump! Hopefully this will result in a little bit cleaner